Okay, hey everybody, it's the Dorgan family, Lauren, Noah, Nicholas. We're about to tell you about our cruise. It's 14 days on the Norwegian Jade, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how many islands?
9.
9 islands.
9 islands, 14 days.
Yeah, so it started off out of Tampa. And we all had to share a room. It was a room with bunk beds. And the best part of the cruise, obviously, was the drink package. Wouldn't y'all say? The kids got plenty of virgin daiquiris. This is a sail away party we had. The Jade is a nice ship. Our room was a little bit small. And did you boys get along okay? We also, on our sail away, we went ahead and headed on out to the hot tub and pool. And you know, we were our children were some of the youngest kids on the ship. Not a lot of kids on the boat, and so we got pretty much the hot tub and pool to ourselves. Is that fair? And y'all remember the Tampa Bay Bridge? Nicholas, you think we were going to hit it? Seemed like we were about to hit the bridge, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
So this is leaving the port of Tampa, and cool deal. You know, ice cold drinks, nice hot tubs. The 4 of us, we had the whole place to ourselves. Y'all, if we could just get Noah off his phone. Yeah, we're just kidding, right? Noah wasn't on his phone. There he is. There's Noah having a good time. And, of course, these two boys are playing with the bunk beds in the room. Was he annoying Noah or what? Oh, dinner time. Fine dining, white tablecloth. And with the drink package, you get to have, you know, nice wines, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool deal.
That was our first night waiter. He was really, really nice.
Yeah, he was awesome. Oh, a little creme brulee. Yeah, I mean, I can just taste it right now.
Oh, the watermelons. I love the fruit and vegetable carvings. They were so cool.
All right, Nicholas somehow talked us into the game package.
The unlimited game package.
That's great. Just a couple cold drinks. This must be the next day, huh? So we had our first 2 days at sea.
Yeah.
Before we got to our first island. So, you know, exploring the ship, enjoying music, getting some drinks. This might be another night where we're getting settled in. Again, 2 full days before we hit our first island. And here we are having a good time. Looks like back out at the pools and balconies and outside area. This is a night, Nicholas, tell us about your night at the steakhouse.
One of the first couple of nights, we went to Cagney's Steakhouse, and I got a jumbo shrimp cocktail, and then I got some wine.
I got a lot of wine.
And I got a ribeye, and it was pretty good. They had the best onion rings.
Noah, how many times you hit that ice cream machine?
I don't even.
Every time. How about some of the games during the day?
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. Nicholas was the king dodgeball champion. And so a couple cold drinks with the kids at the pool after dodgeball, and we hit the gym each day. You know, this is the afternoon. We had some nice cold drinks, and another day at sea, right?
Yeah.
So our first island that was coming up was Dominican Republic, and so we, 2 days at sea. We had plenty of time to rest. Nicholas had plenty of time to use up all his game room tokens. And so the first island was Dominican Republic. We got there early in the morning. We had a suggestion from our friends to go to the Waterfalls in Puerto Plata. So when we arrived at Puerto Plata, it was kind of cold out, wasn't it, y'all? And it was a chance of rain.
Rainy, yeah.
Yeah, so we instead of going to the Waterfalls, we had no plan. Did we? We had no plan. So we got off at this place called Taino Bay. It's Taino Bay. Taino is named for the indigenous Indians on Dominican Republic, and they made this cute little port area. Of course, it was raining and stuff, so we skipped the waterfalls. But guys, what did we find? Oh my! What did we find, guys? We found a what do you call this thing? Flow rider. So there's Nicholas, there's Noah, and we did the flow rider. And tell us the deal we got, Lauren.
Yeah, so they were some of the only kids on the ship, so there was no one that wanted to do the flow rider other than them. So normally on a flow rider, if you find one somewhere, you have to wait in a very long line, at least 30 minutes in between rides. Well, they were able to talk the guy into an all-day package. So they got to ride the flow rider all day, just the two of them, by themselves, they were in hog heaven. It was amazing. It was a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah. They loved it.
And so that was right there in the port at Taino Bay. And so we didn't even have to buy lunch. We were able to walk back to the ship and have lunch on the back of the ship and then go back to this surfing thing. And it was included all day. So we were actually below budget today. I think the whole budget day in Taino Bay was, what, $60? To do all of this. They had the lazy river there, they have pools, they have shopping. You know, it's a beautiful port area. And Noah, tell us about the birds. That's you, Noah. Noah's a bird man, isn't he? Noah's got this natural, I don't know, we used to have a macaw named Gucci. And so the kids know how to handle the birds, and the birds kind of don't sense, they sense that the kids aren't afraid of them. And they're just beautiful, aren't they? Taino Bay, man, we had a great day. I mean, what was it? Like, they let us hold all the birds and, like, play with them.
Yeah.
Like, $5 all day, you know? And so, we dropped the kids at they were tired. No, we let them keep surfing, right?
Yeah, they surfed.
And then you and I got to go downtown, Puerto Plata. And so, here's the Pink Street, the infamous Pink Street, right?
Yeah, I love the Pink Street. I had heard about it and I had always wanted to see it, so I got to see it.
And a kitty. And a kitty to boot.
Yep, kitty to boot and a monkey.
Yeah, and it has these umbrellas like hanging up in the air. That was our Instagram moment, right?
Yeah.
Cute little shops. That's a tobacco shop. And Lauren got to shop and have a good time. Back with the kids, they surfed the entire time. Taino Bay is we had rain. We didn't mind though. They just kept surfing in the rain. We knew it was going to rain. So that was a great time. So our next stop was St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands, right? And so that St. Thomas is where right next to it is an island called St. John. This is a place where
this was Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. Puerto Rico was next.
Yeah.
I got it wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah. We're actually got into the port of Puerto Rico, and this is San Juan. And so we're getting off the ship. You got off earlier with Nicholas to go shopping, right?
Yeah, I think you got off to go jogging.
Yeah, I went jogging first around the fort.
Then me and the kids got off. And
The kids got off. That's right. This is downtown San Juan. One of the neatest things. I think that's the tribute to Christopher Columbus. There's forts everywhere. And so, what was our plan for the day, Noah, in Puerto Rico?
We're gonna go rent Efoils, those things that like go on top of the water, and there's like a fin on the bottom, and that's what those things are right there. They're sitting on the dock, and so like half of it goes in the water, half of it stays out. And like it's kind of like a surfboard, but it's like got a battery on it, and you go out on the boat, go to like a little lagoon kind of, and then just do it. It was fun.
Nicholas, what did you think of the Efoils?
It was pretty fun.
Were they fast, or
Yeah.
how do you control these things? Is that what they're showing you right there? They have a little remote that you hold in your hand, it's a waterproof remote, and you got different settings, right? To go, kind of slow or kind of fast. And then, how do you stand up on it, Noah? What's the trick?
You just gotta like balance and like lean back.
So Lauren and James, we're both on the boat.
we're spectators.
We're spectators, and the kids wore a helmet, and then you have to be careful because underneath there is a foil, right? It's a sharp, like a blade that goes through the water underneath. That's what lifts you up out of the air, and so you got to be careful that whenever you fall, you jump away from the foil. There's a slow-mo and Noah going by, and it doesn't look like he's going fast, but that's slow-mo. He's actually going really, really fast. And who wrecked more? And there's a cute little lagoon and bay, and they had a little hotel right there that we could, when we met for the boat ride to go to the Efoil, and they had a little hotel with a pool, and we could swim in that. It was like a little Airbnb. On the way back, Nicholas was dying to surf. So he had to surf Puerto Rico, huh? It was right in the middle. There's a good spot. Nicholas is up, and he's surfing Puerto Rico. Look, he's up. He is surfing it. Nicholas is a very good surfer. Noah's a very good e-foiler. And that was actually during the middle of the surfing championships in Puerto Rico, right down on the beach. So on that same day, world-class surfers were not even 30 minutes away surfing. Also, these cobblestone streets, those blue streets is actually the ballast from the European ships that sailed over to Puerto Rico from Europe hundreds of years ago. They used that ballast from the ships to make those blue streets. They're real famous. Awesome time in Puerto Rico. Here we are doing a sail away. There's some sailboats out in the harbor. It's just amazing. That fort right there at the entrance of San Juan, it's probably the biggest fort we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just huge. It's just epic. And so now our next island is what? St. Thomas, St. John's coming up. So a couple drinks on the sail away party. We'll probably hit the hot tub and pools, but they have some good shows on the ship. Oh, always the hot tub, right?
Every night.
Every night was the hot tub. Every night was hot tub and drink package. And okay, so now our next island was St. Thomas, which is right next to San Juan. And I used to live in St. John years ago, in between law school and when I moved to Fairhope. And so this is one of my favorite places to visit in the Caribbean, because I used to live on the island of St. John. So what do? Of course, we arrived in St. Thomas. This is the harbor, Charlotte Amalie. It used to be a slave trading port, hundreds of years ago. So we got a taxi ride, and again, if you get further from the port, you can get a less expensive taxi ride. Then you get onto at Red Hook, the ferry over to Cruz Bay. This is Cruz Bay in St. John, and this is the island next to St. Thomas. And I used to work right there in that little restaurant right there on the beach in Cruz Bay. Have some shopping and so forth. We then hopped in another taxi to take us to Trunk Bay. And Trunk Bay is a beach. That's it right there. Is one of the top 10 beaches in the world.
Yeah.
It is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It has an underwater snorkel trail that you can snorkel underwater and see the signs and the coral. And so we brought our snorkeling equipment. Or no, we rented some there, right?
Yeah, we rented some.
And you snorkel right around that island, and there's just coral reefs everywhere to fish. It's just gorgeous. We got underneath a little mangrove tree. I don't know what you call those trees. And the kids and Lauren made a turtle on the beach. And it was a nice sand sculpture. This is one of the most beautiful beaches really in the world, isn't it? The kids loved it. It was a relaxing day. Sand castles, snorkeling. Just a wonderful day, and probably one of the most beautiful beaches that we saw the entire trip. Would you say?
Yeah, it was one of the prettiest beaches.
Absolutely. We so again, this is where I stayed for about 6 or 9 months, and I was waiting tables in Cruz Bay. Had a great time after law school before I opened my law practice in downtown Fairhope. There's the turtle we made on the beach. The water is just crystal clear. It's warm. On the way back at Red Hook, we had a little lunch there, and this is the shopping area right outside the port. We did some shopping.
Yeah, that's where we found the Ocean Safari.
Oh yeah, we get the Ocean Safari shirts, and they had the octopus on them, and we bought a couple pairs of shorts. It's a really neat store.
And I bought a blue topaz ring at the very end.
Okay, excellent. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh man.
There it is.
Okay, so the next island after St. Thomas was Antigua, right?
Yeah.
Antigua. And so Antigua, maybe not as much to do on Antigua. Would you say we arrived in Antigua, and it's just right there next to St. Thomas, so it wasn't far. And it was small. Oh, these guys.
The coffee guys. Y'all tell them. The coffee guys.
And so they sing this song every morning for breakfast. And it was really, really cute. So this is breakfast before we got into Antigua. The coffee guys would sing to us every morning. And entertainment was. And so it was a pier that we were able to get onto in Antigua, right?
Yeah.
So we just walked off the ship. And right there were taxi drivers. We hopped in a taxi. And the plan was for him to take us where we wanted around Antigua and just, take us to all the really cool spots around Antigua. And there were some pretty beaches, and we saw a farm, right? And then we went to this beach, and then he agreed to drop us there and come back and pick us up later, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so we were hanging out at this beach, and it's a nice beach, and it was pretty, right?
Yeah.
But after being at Trunk Bay and coming here, it was tough. So the kids said, "We're done with Antigua. We're going back to the ship. We're going to go have some drinks for lunch." The kids stayed on the ship while me and you went back out shopping, right?
Yeah. So we went out and shopped just a little bit around
Right around the port area.
the port area, yeah.
Not your best shopping day, but you know, it was nice. We had a good day in Antigua. Basically beach shopping, and had a little fort right there at the entrance to the harbor. This was a friend we met, right? Young lady went with us to the beach in Antigua and helped split the taxi ride with us.
Yeah.
And so, gosh, what was our next island? Oh, this lady was so nice in the dining room. Remember her, and she remembered our name.
Yeah, every night she remembered it.
Every night she remembered our name, and she was the sweetest. And the nice thing about Norwegian was, went to dinner, you would just walk in, and they'd have a table for you.
It's all anytime dining.
All anytime dining with Norwegian. There's not a set time. So whenever we got out of the hot tub or pool on a sail away, lobster night, Nicholas got a lobster. We would just immediately get sat for dinner, right? It was just so clutch. You never had to wait for dinner.
Yeah.
Never had to wait for a table. And so after this, with our next port of call,
Barbados?
Barbados, yeah, Barbados. And we did have a plan for Barbados, and this is one of, I think, Lauren's favorite islands. And so we got off the ship, and it was a long walk to the port area. And the rule of thumb in Barbados is there's a long line of taxis, right?
Right.
So go where to get the less expensive taxi.
So you want to head out of the port.
That's right, head out of the port, and then we found this guy named Mohammed, right?
Uh-huh.
And Mohammed was really, really cool. And so he was, you know, not in the port, and he said, I'll drive you anywhere you want to all day long. And so he did, right?
Yeah, he was really nice.
Really, really nice. So we went ahead and went to the Barbados Monkey Farm. Barbados Monkey Sanctuary.
Yeah, the monkey sanctuary.
All right. Come on, boys. Tell us about what we do there. What do we pack?
So when we were in the breakfast buffet, they had bananas, and we packed like 30 bananas.
30, y'all. 30. That's 30.
30!
So when we got there, the monkeys smelled the bananas, and they started digging through our bags and stuff.
They were attacking our bags.
They were. We're also known as the Dorgan Zoo because we have so many animals at our house: cats and dogs. We used to have the parrot, lizard, and turtles and everything. And so the kids just have grown up with animals. And which one of y'all was the wildest monkey in the group, Noah or Nicholas? Which Noah?
Probably Noah.
Probably Noah. Noah seemed to relate the best to the monkey. At one point Noah had a banana in his pocket. See, they're going in our bags. And they're looking for the bananas in the bags. They're literally digging in. And Noah, see, he's got a banana in his pocket there. And Noah, what happened? Noah.
Banana. The monkey's attacking.
The monkey grabbed the banana out of my pocket.
Noah, look at him. He wants your banana. So anyway, it was a wild day in the monkey park in Barbados. It was just so much fun, giving all the 30 bananas that we had, one by one out to the monkeys. And here Noah's about to lose his shorts because that monkey wanted that banana out of his shorts. And then the kids started getting braver, and the monkeys would jump up on their shoulders and jump up on their back, and you could actually hold the monkeys, which was really, really cool. They weren't aggressive; they just wanted bananas. And anyway, the little cute ones, the little small ones, were super cute, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. They were cute, and eventually, as we worked around the whole park, and the very last of the bananas, we had some really sweet ones that would just come over and sit next to us. And Nicholas had a friend here. Remember that one, Nicholas? I'm not sure what type of monkeys they were.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of I don't know. There was a couple of different kinds of monkeys.
Yeah, they were cool. And yeah, there he is. Look at Nicholas. He's like, ah! So monkeys have hands just like us, and they have these expressions, and they're one of the few animals in the world that when you give them food, they reach up with their hand to get the food. You just don't, like when you feed a dog, they just use their mouth. They don't use their hands to eat. Monkeys use their hands to eat, which is, interesting for, an animal species to do that. I guess raccoons are similar. And,
Yeah.
but it's just neat that that's Noah and Nicholas fighting on the bench, two monkeys. All right, so after Barbados, what do we have next? Grenada?
I think Grenada was next.
Yeah, Grenada was our next island, and oh, okay. This is us leaving the monkey sanctuary.
Well,
Beautiful.
before we went to Grenada, we went
Oh yeah. This is
down to the other end of Barbados where there was
yeah, that's right.
a place, a big beach, and we had heard that you could go out there and swim with the turtles. So we were looking for the turtle spot.
So we went to 2 or 3 different beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Muhammad was very patient, so we went to all these different beaches, and we finally found this turtle spot off of this beach, and I forget the name of it. But
The Carlisle Beach.
Carlisle Beach, that's right. And we literally snorkeled right offshore, and there's a shipwreck
Yeah.
right in the water, and we saw
Turtles.
turtles everywhere.
Sea turtles.
Sea turtles and tarpon, and it was just amazing. So we said, next time we go snorkeling, we're going to bring our GoPro. All right, next time we go to the turtles. So we did. Later in this video, you'll see where we brought our GoPro, and we're going to show y'all the turtles. And so it was a great day in Barbados, one of our favorites. Muhammad was a wonderful host. You know, he drove us around all day. Got to see the monkeys, got to see the turtles at Carlisle Beach.
Yeah.
Next stop is Grenada. Grenada, right here in the middle of town. As you can see in the video, there's a fort on top of that hill, and it's Grenada, and it's on the easternmost tip of the Caribbean. Had that little tunnel through the hill, and again, the further you get from port, the less expensive the taxi is. We found a van, a taxi van. This guy was great. Well, he was an awesome taxi driver.
Yeah,
Remember?
he was.
He's the one that found the monkeys for us. And so again, we had such a good time with the monkeys. We wanted to see if we could find more. Y'all remember that tree? It's the rainbow tree.
Yeah.
It's colored bark. It's like rainbows. So the whole goal of Grenada was to get out of town, and he took us out of town up to the mountains, up in the clouds, where it's a rainforest, and it's just gorgeous up there. About a 10-degree temperature change, nice and cool. And the plan was to go in the rainforest and hike up. It's actually hiked down to a waterfall, right, or a series of waterfalls.
Yeah.
And so hiking down, it was. What do you think, Lauren?
It was a little steep. Actually, it was a lot steep. It was very, very steep, very rocky, and very muddy, but we made it.
We made it down, and so we found this beautiful stream and rocks and waterfalls, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. We were the first ones to get there from our cruise ship, and it had these giant waterfalls. Now, our kids actually do rock climbing and have done rock climbing camps in North Carolina, so they wanted to rock climb the waterfall face, and they did at some point. And then Noah up at Lake Martin routinely jumps off Chimney Rock, and so these 2 boys, of course, had to jump off the top of the waterfall, right? And so here they are. They hiked on up to the top of the waterfall. I'd say, what, 50, 60 feet?
Yeah,
I think he said it's 60 feet. One of the local guides, that's Noah, is that you? That was Noah. Told him where to jump and all that. It's very, very deep out there. Water's very cold. I don't know how deep it is, but it was way, way over our head. Plenty of water to jump off, feet first. Nicholas was next, and of course everybody in the crowd was from the cruise ship was like, "Oh my gosh, he's too small to jump." He's like, "How old is he?" Yeah. No, Nicholas is 13. But did he jump? He said he jumped. All right.
He jumped.
Nicholas jumped. That's right. And so we had a good time. Then later we hiked up, tried to climb up the waterfall, but it was kind of slippery. And it was difficult to get up very far, so we only climbed up about halfway or so. And then, how was the water, guys?
It was a little chilly.
It was a little chilly, but it was about 100 degrees out there, wasn't it? So it really felt good.
After hiking down, you got really hot.
Yeah, you got hot. So this is our guide. I think he did a backflip off there. Yeah, he was really good. And so after you're done, you get to hike back up
the mountain.
Yes. How'd that go, Lauren?
Which hiking up actually was not too bad. It
Yeah.
was actually a little bit more difficult, I thought, hiking down because it was so steep. But we made it back up.
Of course, the kids were like, "Come on, Mom."
Yeah, the kids made it a lot quicker than I did.
Yeah, they're a good sport, Lauren. Bamboos, rainforest. There you are.
There, I got my stick.
Got your stick.
Got my
Gotta have a
hiking stick.
you're up at elevation too, so it's thin air. Then once you get your Diet Coke, you're happy.
I got a Diet Coke, so I was happy. There's a puppy!
Oh, they had a cute little dog up there.
They had a little puppy there. He was sweet.
And so our taxi driver knew about the spot where there might be some wild monkeys in the rainforest, right?
Yeah.
And so he pulled off the side of the road, middle of nowhere, and we went and took a banana out of our bag and held it up in the air for about 5 minutes. And guess what came out of the woods? These are not sanctuary monkeys. These are real deal in the jungle of Dominica, on top of the mountain in the rainforest. These gorgeous monkeys.
In Grenada.
Yeah, in Grenada. I mean,
They're like wild monkeys, just came out of the woods.
they just came out of the woods and they just got on your shoulder, and when they get on your shoulder, and they're just jumping back and forth and playing. They're like they're out of the circus or something. And one of the best experiences because it was so. It was a surprise, right? We didn't know if we would find monkeys in the rainforest, and we didn't know whether or not we would, ever see them. And here we are. These are not in a sanctuary, and they're big ones and little ones, and so we had a great time playing with the monkeys. And there's Noah. I dare say Noah might be more monkey than human. For some reason, it seems to do well with the monkeys. Wouldn't you say? Are those your favorite monkeys? And anyway, we had a great time with the monkeys in Grenada, and then Noah is the expert monkey man. Well, Noah's petting them. He's got his tail wrapped around him, and so thank goodness we brought the bananas off the boat. And I'm not sure about rules about bananas, bringing bananas to the jungle. Hopefully we didn't bring them. And so we then got a nice tour of downtown Grenada. It's very hilly. It has a beautiful harbor. And it even has a tunnel that goes through some of the hills. They were very friendly. Here's the tunnel that goes through one of the hills. It's a walking tunnel and driving tunnel. It was just a beautiful day up in the rainforest. Between the monkeys, the hike, the waterfall. A little bit of shopping downtown. I'd say it's similar to Antigua. Fantastic shopping. We had a nice time checking everything out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We'll sail away back in the hot tub, right?
Back in the hot tub.
Back in the hot tub. Since we were some of the only, it was a 2-week cruise, so we had a younger age demographic on the ship. When the sailing away time, most people were getting ready to go to supper and early to bed. We were just warming up, weren't we? We had the pools and the hot tub and the bar all to ourselves every night after the island, which was pretty cool. And so, what was our next island the next morning?
So, I think the next day we went to Curacao.
It was Curacao. Curacao was our next island. And this was, I think, Lauren, your favorite island.
Yeah, that was my favorite island. We had gotten some information from friends about where to go and find the sea turtles. So we got off. It was a really, really cute port area there too.
Yeah, it was right there next to a fort. And it has the swinging bridge, right? The bridge that is a pedestrian bridge that crosses over to the other side.
Yeah.
And we were in there in port with a big Royal Caribbean ship as well. And
so we rented a car.
Yeah. So there's a Curacao. It's like Dutch island. So they drive on the right side of the road, and we could inexpensively rent a car right there in the port, right?
Yeah.
And so Noah and Nicholas and Lauren, we had some intel from another cruise couple, John and Lauren, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, look, you got to go to this spot in Curacao where there's a pier that goes out, and then right off the pier is where all these turtles are. And so we Google it, right, through Google Maps and images, and we found this little tiny pier on the way on the other side of the island. It's about 45 minutes drive. This is it. It's this little tiny spot on the other side of the island in Curacao. This is where the turtles were. There's Lauren with the sea turtle, and Nicholas with the sea turtle dive symbol. And just literally right offshore here, y'all, right off that little tiny pier in Curacao, there are turtles everywhere. Lauren, this is you with that mama sea turtle. And literally, Lauren's swimming right next to this mama sea turtle. It's just amazing.
It's so pretty.
Look at this shot, y'all.
So it comes up for a breath. They were so pretty.
What'd you think of the turtles, Lauren.
Yeah, I love the turtles. That was my favorite day and my favorite activity that we did because they were just all swimming around in the wild and you could see them and check them
Just
out.
everywhere. Right beneath us, there's Noah blowing some
Bubble
rings,
rings.
water rings. It was free. We didn't have a guide. We literally just jumped in the water with our snorkel equipment. They're just swimming around down there in the bottom, not even 20 feet away. And, all we had to do was know where the spot was and have a rental car to get there. And just an absolutely lovely day right here. This was on I would say it's the northwestern tip of the island. Oh, bless you. And you had to get a turtle shirt, right, Lauren?
Yeah, I wanted a shirt from there because it was so cool.
Yeah.
So I found a pink turtle shirt with Curacao on it with the sea turtle.
So we stopped by another beach on the way back just for a few minutes for a cocktail at the bar and checked out this gorgeous beach. They have public beaches all around Curacao with beach chairs and umbrellas. It's inexpensive to get in. Bars and restaurants right there. Lovely beach. They said they had some pigs there, but we saw pigs not on the beach, off in the distance we saw some pigs. And then the last thing we wanted to see in Curacao was you were dying to see
The flamingos.
flamingos. And so it's out on the salt marsh.
Yeah, we found them. They were at a distance. We were able to see them though, and they were cool. They were out in the wild, just hanging out in the salt marsh.
So Noah wanted to drive over that bridge right there. Lots of little tiny bridges in Curacao. And Noah, after we dropped off Lauren and Nicholas to go shopping, Noah and I took the car over the bridge, right? Rental car. And this bridge that we're talking about, it's a pedestrian bridge. It's the oldest pedestrian bridge or swinging pedestrian bridge in the world. It's over 100 years old. See, it's a bridge on boats, and it'll actually swing open to let the cruise ship go
Yeah,
in
it
and out.
opens up.
Yeah. And the little shopping area is actually built into this fort right there in the port. So in the port is a fort, and they've redone the fort into a shopping area. With cannons and all that, and then you walk into like what would be a cannon room or supply room in the fort. It's actually a shop. Real authentic cobblestone streets and the cannons sticking out. It was all a shopping mall but built in the fort. Curacao was amazing.
It was.
Friendly
It was really
people.
pretty.
It's Dutch. They drive on the right side of the road. It felt safe. It was inexpensive. Just about all our activities were free. Doing the turtles were free. Seeing the flamingos were free. Shopping in the port was free. And doing the port, walking across that pedestrian bridge was free. Just an amazing day. Probably one of our favorite days, would you say?
Yeah.
On the whole trip. So we cannot wait to go back to Curacao. And then Aruba is next, right?
Yep.
Lauren, you've been dreaming of Aruba for what? How long?
Yeah, I've always wondered what Aruba was like. I've always wanted to go. You always hear about it. You always have this picture of what it's going to be like, and it was just really, really pretty. The water there is gorgeous. We got off really early that day. We were early into the port. I think it was about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it was crack of dawn.
In the morning, we were getting there, and so we got off. I think we were the first ones off the ship that day. Noah had really been wanting to rent a side-by-side there. He had heard from friends that was a cool thing to do.
Yeah. We go side by side ride out the dunes, right? Out on the reef, out on the rocky side of the island. And so we rented a side by side, and Noah got to drive it through these dunes, and it's a dry side of the island with these cactus and rocks. And Lauren, how'd it go?
It was a little rough.
Is that an understatement?
It was a little rough.
Lauren didn't really like being bouncing around. And how was Noah as a driver?
Noah was a very
How do you say?
adventurous driver.
Adventurous driver across this rough terrain. We're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's literally
We were
out
way
there.
out on the other end of the island. It was really rocky. Noah was attempting to do some spins, some slide,
He was doing donuts.
which didn't really sit well with me. I wanted to make it back onto the ship from Aruba. So I told Noah to halt the adventurous ride on the side-by-side, and we had seen on the way up there a beach with some kite surfing, lots of different water activities. Nicholas was dying to try the kite surfing. We talked him into taking us back to the beach for the kite surfing. Nicholas, what'd you find?
Nicholas got to try kiteboarding for the first time. So since he's so good on the Efoil, and he's so good wakeboarding, and he's actually really good on surfing as well, he's done surf lessons, he wanted to try kiteboarding. So what was our instructor's name? Lucio, right? Lucio was going to teach Nicholas how to do the kite surfing. And believe it or not, on his first day, right?
Yeah.
His first day doing it, Nicholas was able to get up on the kiteboard. And what did Lucio tell you about that? Like how many of the students get up on the first try, first day? Not a lot. So there he is. Nicholas is up on the kiteboard. There's his instructor behind him, teaching him and helping him get lined up with the kite, which is up in the sky. Nicholas has got the control bar. He's got his board hooked in, right? Were you able to get up? First day, y'all. First day. I mean, I tried kiteboarding years ago, and I didn't get up on my first try, my first day. Of course, I didn't have an instructor. There's Nicholas getting up. He's got the kites out in front of him, the red kite. He's up on the board. Unbelievable. And y'all don't know how hard or difficult it is. It's also kind of scary, isn't it, Nicholas?
And that beach was just perfect. It was like a giant swimming pool. It was just so pretty. It was a little rocky going into the water. It was like a layer of rocks. But then once you got past that, it was so pretty.
So get back on the ship. They're always happy to see us get back on the ship. Sail away party. Happy crew members. They have bands and music playing. And of course we had the drink package, so we always have cocktails and eating Aruba. Look at that water, y'all. Aruba was just absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous. And kids hit the ice cream machine as soon as we get back. And was it tonight that you guys pulled the sun on that? I think this might have been the night. We had a few drinks, we were having a good time, we were partying in the hot tub. And what did y'all decide to do? Come on, what happened? What did y'all do? Oh, wait. Maybe it was the next night. I think it was the next night. Alright, they did something you'll see in a minute. So we had a day at sea, right? Before we got into
Before Grand Cayman.
before we got into the Grand Cayman Islands. And so that was a nice break after doing how many islands in a row. We had like 6 or 7 islands in a row. So it was nice to have a day at sea before we got to Grand Cayman. And nice dinners. The service was spectacular. It was good. They had one lobster night, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas and I got to have a steak and khakis one night. Just a beautiful cruise. They did not slow pedal the drinks and the package. So we're about to hit Cayman, right? Now we've been to Cayman.
Yeah, we've been to Cayman lots of times.
Yeah. And then Noah, Nicholas, and I are all certified divers. And Lauren is a snorkeler, right?
Yeah.
And boys have always wanted to dive the kitty wake, right? Tell us about the kitty wake, boys. What's the kitty wake?
It's this really cool shipwreck dive, and we went out on a nice dive boat, and we dove the shipwreck and swam to it.
So what we did is once we got off the cruise ship in the Grand Cayman Islands, Lauren did a little shopping. This was right before we got on our dive boat to go out to Kitty Wake ship, right? Kitty Wake is an old submarine rescue ship of the United States Navy that they sunk just offshore of the Cayman Islands. And so we met this dive shop, and we got all our tanks in here, right? And we did a 2-tank dive, one on the Kitty Wake and one on a column of coral. And that dive boat, y'all, what y'all think?
It was a really nice dive boat.
Yeah, it was probably the nicest dive boat we've been on. It was very nice.
And it's a catamaran, and it's custom made just for diving. Since we were the only ones going to Kitty Wake that day, we had the whole dive boat to ourselves, so it was almost like a private dive charter. The water is just absolutely amazing in Cayman. I would say it's up there with Cozumel. It's the most beautiful waters that we saw on the trip.
Yeah.
It's different from Aruba. Aruba's more, it's pretty water, was greener. I would say Cayman water is more blue.
Yeah, a little bit more
A bit
blue.
more of a royal blue. Noah and Nicholas been diving ever since they were 10 years old. It's just another day in the park. And we've never done a shipwreck dive. And so they were discussing about doing what's called a hull penetration. And I get a little nervous doing inside stuff. I just can't immediately go up if you're diving. But what y'all think about going inside the ship? Noah said it was cool. Nicholas, what'd you think?
Yes.
So right below us, about 20 feet down or 30 feet down, is the Kiwi wreck. It's maybe an 80-foot, 100-foot boat, and it's in about 60, 70 feet of water. And they have literally like a track or a trail that runs through the middle of the ship. And you know, was it up and down, just flat, guys, or was it angled? It was at a 45-degree angle, so as you swam through it, it was really kind of disorienting because you're actually swimming through a ship that's cocked over at 45 degrees. So it was really kind of bizarre, wasn't it, guys? And it was a lovely dive. There's Nicholas coming off. Nicholas is 13 now, so he's been certified for 3 years. Great dive crew. Had a lot of fun. Lauren snorkeled it, didn't you?
Yeah, I snorkeled over the top of it. It was a little bit intimidating coming up to it. Like you're in the water and you just all of a sudden you see this big thing and it's that ship. So
Giant shipwreck.
it was a little bit different from what we're used to seeing, but it was cool.
So heading on back to the port, and then right before we got back on the ship, we had a little pleasant surprise right there in downtown Cayman. You know, right where they bring the fish in, you know, where the boats come in downtown Cayman, and they clean the fish right there along the beach. What visits that beach?
There were these tarpon, and I think they were tarpon, and they were as big as me.
They're huge. They're big.
Yeah, they were huge, and so we had our snorkel gear, and so we jumped in and went snorkeling with the tarpon, and these tarpon were just giant. They were as big or bigger than Nicholas, and they come in there because that's where the fish eat, right? Where the fishermen clean their catch,
Yeah.
right where they come in each day. Yeah, and so that was our last island, right? And after that, we just had one day at sea. There's the tarpon. They're just sitting there, right? I mean, you're literally in downtown Cayman, and the tarpon are just swimming around, and you just hop in the water with your snorkel gear, and the water is probably 100 feet visibility. These tarpons are as big as I am, or as big as Nicholas, and just absolutely gorgeous water. And it's amazing to be in a downtown environment, and that water be that crystal clear, and that green, and that gorgeous. You know, it's warm, and just amazing. It's just huge tarpon. And so here's a little bit of GoPro footage where we actually did have GoPro. And, okay, so I think we'll go ahead and pause it here. Nope, that was actually a video. I'll have to just fix that right there. And so downtown they even had a little fort. Remember the little fort, Nicholas? They have some of the remnants from the fort in downtown Cayman. It's tiny. There's just a few rocks, a few cannons and stuff. Cayman is just probably the most expensive, wealthiest island we saw. Would y'all say?
Yeah.
Getting back on the ferry, it is a tender island. You have to get back and forth from the ship to the island via a tender. And so we were on the last tender. I think we were actually the last ones on the boat. Would y'all say?
Yeah.
I think there's our bartender on the back of the boat. Whenever we pull out, we would go to the back of the boat, do our sail away, and that was our favorite bartender, right?
Yeah, he was really
And
nice.
he made us the best drinks. We'd always watch the sunset on the back of the boat, and he would pour us these great drinks, and then the food was just exquisite. Noah ate more pizza, I think, than anybody. Or was it Nicholas? or Nicholas do the ice cream?
I think they both did both.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think we all had our share.
Yeah, we all had our share. And so, after Cayman, it was that night that we were at the at the hot tub and pool as we usually do, right? After a few drinks. And, I got out of the hot tub. We had a great dive that day. And you guys, okay, I had just hopped out of the hot tub. And what in the world did y'all do?
I had walked away, and I didn't get to actually see the event. I got to hear about it. What'd y'all do? What'd you do?
Did Noah do it, or did you do it, Nicholas? Did it?
I think they both planned it and Noah executed it. What'd you do?
So, okay, all right. So, you tell me, look, I got out of the pool and all of a sudden, I look down and my pants are in my ankle. So, Noah, describe for me what it looked like.
Nicholas had a good idea. The pants in front of people after he's had some drinks and he can't even stand up right.
Oh, that's not
That's
true.
At the hot tub.
That's not true.
And then he's just like standing there looking at himself. And everybody's looking at him. And he's just got his pants down. And like, they were on the ground. Like, they aren't just like on his knees. They were on the ground.
And I was like, if I move, I might fall down. It's like, it's kind of like I got a rope around my ankle. And so, how do you describe me?
He just
I had to be very careful.
rolls him up.
I had to be careful. I had to sit my drink down first. and it reached down without falling to get the bathing suit off the ground and back up.
Meanwhile, everybody around got a show.
And this, I would call this, okay, there's some older folks. We have a good time. We're always having fun. Having a good time, especially after the island on the sail away. And so, we're all cutting up and laughing. Anyway, one lady came by and she kind of gave you a look, didn't she?
Yeah, she made sure that I knew that she did not approve. She was hoping that I was gonna probably do something more than something other than laugh. But I didn't. I laughed. It was funny.
It was a lot of fun. So we had one final day at sea, and we hit the gym each day. We ran the track. It seemed like it was a quick day at sea. Next thing you know, we're back in Tampa, crack of dawn, right?
Yeah.
And then we got back to our car, and
Getting off the ship is always the most disappointing thing.
unfortunately our car was still in the parking lot where we left it when we got back.
Yeah.
And we packed light, didn't we?
Yeah. That line. We were able to stuff it all in the car.
So when's our next cruise?
Coming up.
Alright, so what's our next cruise, guys?
I don't know.
Come on, Lauren, what you been?
June.
June, we have a cruise in June of 24. Which one's that
June
one?
Carnival Horizon. We will see you then. Everybody come with us.
Where's it going? Where's it going?
We're going to go back to Aruba.
We like Aruba so much, he wants to kiteboard again.
Yeah, we sent an email over to Lucio. We're hoping that we can do some more lessons with him, and Noah might want to do some more side by side.
Yeah, he wants to rent the side-by-side again. Aruba, see if we can.
And we're going to go check out Bon Air this time. We've never been there, and we didn't get to go there on the last cruise. We've heard that it's really, really awesome, so we're going to go check out that island on this
One of
cruise.
the #1 dive sites in the world here, right? And so the boys and I are with Lauren. There's turtles there all throughout the beach.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's some more turtles there.
So our next cruise will be Bon Air, Aruba. It goes back to Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic. We hope to do the waterfalls there. So we another nice cruise, and hopefully that'll be our next video, right, y'all?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for subscribing, right?
Like and subscribe. What do you tell them?
Like and subscribe.
What should they do?
Like and subscribe. All right, y'all. Have a good
All
one.
right.
See y'all later.